Hello, everyone. Welcome to the You Are Mark on the World show. I'm Devin Thorpe, your host, and our guest today is Joshua Williams, who is a teenage boy who is really making a difference in the world for homeless. He's the founder, CEO, and president of Joshua's Heart Foundation. Joshua, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's really a pleasure for us to have you, and we thank you for taking the time to be here with us. Joshua, tell us how you got started. What's the story behind Joshua's Heart Foundation?
So basically, about 9.5 years ago, when I was 4.5, I was going to church one day, and earlier that day, my grandmother gave me $20 to do whatever I wanted with. And as a 4-year-old, that's a lot of money. You could buy toy, gum, whatever it is. But on the way to church, I saw a homeless man, and I could read at the time. So I saw on the sign it said, "Need help, need food, need money." And I asked my mom, like, who was he? I didn't understand. And she explained to me what a homeless man was, who homeless are. And I saw on the sign again that it said need money. So I remembered my $20, and I decided to give him the money. I knew that it was the right thing to do, and it was really, I wanted to do more, but I didn't know what I should do. So a few weeks later, I was waiting for my mom to get ready on a Sunday morning, and I was watching TV, and I saw a commercial about Feed the Children, the organization. They do a lot of work in the community in Africa and internationally, and basically I saw the conditions that people in Africa were living in, and how dirty their water is, how little food they have, how little money they make, if they do make money, in fact. And it was really just touching to me, and I was really amazed that people out there needed help. So that's when I decided to bring the case to my family, to ask them to help me do something.
Very good. That's really inspiring. You're really a remarkable young man. So tell us a little bit about what you've accomplished over the years. You've really done a lot. This isn't just a tiny little organization. It's not just you and your buddies. Tell us a little bit about how much good you've done, how much food you've delivered, how much money you've raised.
Okay, so over the past 9 years, of course, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary next April, and we're planning for that. But really quickly, like, I've given over 650,000 pounds of food to over 30,000 individuals with the help of 1,200 volunteers, and most of those, over 800 of them, are youth. And that's one of our big things, is having youth help other youth in the community. And we've also raised over $350,000.
That's really just amazing, all the things you've done, all the good you're doing. Joshua, how did you get the organization started? Tell us a little bit about how you pulled this together. You were 4 or 5 years old, and you're trying to organize something with impact. How on earth did you do that?
Okay, so for the first 2 years after I was 4.5, I just started with my family to give food out to the homeless. We would cook food in our kitchen and just cook and cook and cook. And we're Jamaican, so we cook a lot of rice and beans and chicken. And we would make it and put it in plastic plates and take it to the homeless under a bridge, give it to them. And we did that for about 2 years. And they would wait for us if it was raining or whenever it was. And we did it every week, every Friday afternoon. And that's when I saw that I could do something in the community to change the world. I became a 501c3, a nonprofit, when I was about 6.5, 7. About that time, my aunt on the radio, she heard about what a 501c3 was. And she told my mom, she told me, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. And we incorporated, and that's how we became a foundation.
That's really amazing. Now, in the early days, I think you asked your aunts for some help, and they didn't help you. You fired them. What's the story there? Why did you fire your aunts?
So before I went to my mom to ask her to help me, I went to my 2 favorite aunts who I knew I could rely on anything and ask them anything. So I went to the first one, and I asked her to help me do something in the community. At the time, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to help out. So she then said, yeah, sure, sweetie, I'll help you out. After a few weeks, nothing happened. So I went to her and I said, you're fired. I don't need your help anymore. So then I went to my next aunt, and basically the same thing happened. So then I went to my mom, And after a lot of begging and persistence, she said yes to help me.
Okay. Well, do your aunts still speak to you after you fired them?
Yeah, we have a good relationship still. They always help out at our distributions.
That's great. Now, Joshua, why do you think this is so important to you? This seems to be something that was important to you even when most kids wouldn't have been thinking about anything like this. Why is it important to you?
I mean, like when I was 4.5, and I first witnessed that people out there were hungry, it was really, I looked at it with a sense of amazement where I did not know anything about it. And I wondered why people were hungry in our country, and not just around the world, but in America, our home country. There's people here who are hungry and who need help. And it just amazed me that people were like that. So I decided again to do something about it. And all because of seeing one homeless man. And now that I know a lot more statistics, why people are hungry, and all these things, it makes a lot more sense. But I can see ways that I can help out. And food, which is one of my main projects, is to give back food, is a main necessity in life. It is probably the most thing that you need in life to survive. And it amazes me that people out there don't have it, because we produce enough food for the whole world to have food and more. Yet a lot of people aren't able to have it.
Yeah, it is. It is just tragic that in a world that has abundant food, there are still people who can't get it. And I really commend you for the work you're doing to help them get some food. Joshua, tell us a little bit about the day-to-day activities of the organization now. What are you doing?
Well, I have my junior advisory board, which is short for it is JAB. So the junior advisory board is a group of kids. We have around 50 kids from all sorts of schools who come together to make ideas for the foundation and to implement them. They fundraise, they get sponsors, whatever it is that they need, and they implement it. And then we also have my new fundraising committee, which we had our first meeting last month, which is basically, as it is, a fundraising committee. They plan events and they have them. And we're working on a lot of projects, which I can't tell you about just yet, but there's a lot of projects that we're working on that will be in the next few months, will be in play.
That's awesome. Well, Joshua, how would you like people to engage with you? How would you like people to help you? How would you like people to contact you?
Well, one way that you can contact us is at www.joshuasheart, which is right there. Of course, that's a great way. And a big way to help out my foundation is not just to donate or come out and give your time to support, but just share. Tell your friend that people out there are hungry and that they need help. Tell your friend about Joshua's Heart. Share it on social media and tag us at Joshua's Heart. And just, help us out to, share the word about my mission and what we're doing.
Fantastic. I hope you'll get lots of new volunteers from today's visit. Well, Joshua, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We commend you, wish you every bit of success in the work you're doing.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's do some good.